Hello everybody, what's going on, and welcome back to episode number 2 of our FIFA 20 Career Mode series. We've uploaded episode number 1, fingers crossed that's gone down well with you all, and you've hit 150 likes on that first episode, which means you're seeing this at 6 PM on the Friday as a double upload Friday. If not, you're seeing it on the Saturday, but still, today we will begin the Premier League season. Last episode, if you missed it, go check it out. We made our signings happen, and today we're ready for the Premier League season. We've got 3, I guess, tricky games coming up. We've got Sheffield United first at home, looking at that to be a win. If we get anything less than that, I'll be disappointed. We've got the home advantage, although you never know how the newly promoted sides are going to start off in the new season. We then got a tricky away trip against Aston Villa, followed by Manchester City at home, and that one's quite big because City at the moment hold the biggest transfer of the window so far. They have purchased Marco Royce from Borussia Dortmund for a fee of £83.3 million. 88 rated Marco Royce. He's going to be unbelievable in that Manchester City team that was already pretty damn good, wasn't it? So, yeah, Thiago's gone to Real Madrid, Icardi to Atletico Madrid. In terms of our business, this is currently what we have done. So, we went through last episode and transfer listed a lot of players, and we've let quite a few of them go. As you can see as I scroll down here, who has gone where. Keep your eyes on that. I did mention it last episode as well. There might be a few Bournemouth fans out there a little bit disappointed with my sales of a few players, but I want to try and take this team forward, and I thought this is the best way to do it. So we made 4 transfers happen. We brought in Phillips, Butland, Abraham, and James Maddison in that last episode. Spent a lot of money, and now it's time then to get this show on the road. The Premier League season is upcoming. How are we going to do? Who knows? I want cup success and a top half finish in this first season. That's what I'm looking at with Bournemouth. Can we achieve it? It's going to be a tough one, but I do think we've got the team to do it. So without further ado, let's get the Premier League season underway. And actually, before we jump into the Premier League, we've just had an email through that's about our Scout Future Star. We've also got some other updates as well from our scouts that have been sent around to try and find us some talent. So I'll have a quick look through these and see what's what and maybe sign a couple of these players up. And we'll check out our Youth Academy in a second. And here is our Youth Academy. And I actually got it wrong last episode because I thought we'd sent our scouts out to Scotland, England and Northern Ireland. That's not the case. We sent them to Belgium, England and Northern Ireland. So, yeah, my mistake with that. But this guy here is the Scout Future Star that's been brought back to us. Is it Luke Mulder? He's a Dutch left back. And one thing as well that I've been told about this year's game is that you don't have to keep players in this Youth Academy anymore. Their physicals will grow, even if you promote them to the full team. Same with Mark Dillon here, because he looks pretty good too. Left wing, 71 to 94, potential 17. I'm going to promote them both and see if they can start to make a name for themselves. Of course, I might have to give them some first-team football with the way the new dynamic potential system is, but we'll see what happens down the line. Ahead of our first game against Sheffield United, we've got a press conference to complete and go through. It's a new thing as well to the game. So the reporters asked, Bournemouth's run of form in pre-season has left fans wanting more. How does the pre-season impact the squad ahead of the first competitive match? I'm going to say we're working hard every day, and that should get our team morale up a little bit, which it does, which, as I said in the last episode, plays a pretty big part. So, yeah, what's the second question going to be? Can the team remain clear of the lower end of the table this season? Like I mentioned, I'm looking at a cup success and the top half finish. And I'm going to say this squad is capable of doing that because I feel like it is. And then Maddison, this question's about. After Maddison's acquisition from Leicester, fans are eagerly awaiting to see him grace the field. What do you expect from his debut? I'm going to say, because I actually am a big fan of James Maddison, I'm going to say he'll prove he's the right man. And look at what that did to his morale. Very happy now. And there we go. There's our 3 questions in the press conference complete. A little addition. I might not show you every single press conference, but certainly ahead of the big games, I will do them. Just to, in fact, having said that, I'll do them every time to keep morale up, but I might not show you them every time. Ahead of the big games, I probably will, or if there's anything controversial or anything like that, then I probably will. And here we are then. That's the news article. I mean, it looks kind of cool, doesn't it? And like I said, with the manager customization, it adds a bit more authenticity to your series if you make it look as close to you as you can. I certainly didn't, but nevertheless, Sheffield United. Whoa! Look at that! Our entire team have just gone... Oh, look at that! Look at the stats of Maddison! Because he's very happy. +8 to ball control, +8 to dribbling, +8 to vision, +3 to agility. I don't know if those have been updated or if it's like, you know, with a +8 vision he goes to 92 or if it's 84 with his plus. But that's insane. Look at our entire first 11 and even the bench. They're all really happy. I mean, what can I say? This is the job I do as manager. I'm just that good, you know? That's unbelievable to see. And Maddison as well is now at an 80 rated too. So I'm going to have to keep playing this and get through it because I'm not sure if it's like the overall's impacted by that or if he's going to stay at 80 no matter what. But we'll see. First game of our competitive season is upon us. Sheffield United at home at the Vitality Stadium. And the home fans are going to get, hopefully, the dream start to life in the Premier League under my reign at least. 4 minutes and a half, ultimate difficulty as always. Let's do this. This is where it all begins then as the two teams will shake hands. Of course, we'll wait and see the lineups of both of these 11s. You saw ours, but I want to see it again. I did have a play around and I've only changed, I think, one player number. And that's Maddison, who's now been given the number 10 shirt here at Bournemouth. So Butland starts in goal. Oh, I could have given him number 1, couldn't I? Smith, Cook, Ake and Daniels at the back. David Brooks, Lewis Cook, Phillips and Fraser in the midfield 4. Ryan Fraser was sensational in pre-season. Maddison in front of them with Josh King up front. We await the return, of course, of the injured Callum Wilson, who got injured in pre-season. For Sheffield United, Moore starts in goal. It's a back 5 that involves Basham, Bryan and Hennigan. Carruthers, Lundstrom and Linetti in a midfield 3. And a front 2 of McGoldrick and Mousset, who I believe was formerly of Bournemouth. So fingers crossed he doesn't score against us. Billy Sharp doesn't even make the starting 11. And we are off for our first Premier League game as Bournemouth boss. Let's start as you mean to go on. Let's win this one. I think Maddison's going to be key to this team, isn't he, this year? He really, really will be as he's on the ball here and already giving it away. So can't be sloppy on that like I am here. But I'm hoping we don't concede early on. I don't want to give Sheffield United... I've just realised I haven't changed any tactics. I did say I'd be playing around with it, but not even looked at them so far. To be fair, in the opening few minutes, we've actually not been able to hold on to the ball too well, but now we will. Great turn, Josh King! And he will score the first Premier League goal for Bournemouth as he runs to celebrate with the fans. What a turn it was from him as well. I was going to say, we had a pretty bad start to this game, honestly. We weren't protecting the ball all too well. But then the first sort of passing move we put together, and it's Phillips with another assist. It's his first competitive assist in a Bournemouth shirt, but it's all about the turn from Josh King as he fires it past the man in the goal for Sheffield United. And that's what it means to me. What a dream start here at the Vitality Stadium. What a brilliant turn it was as well from Josh King. And I tell you what, when you get Callum Wilson back, we have so many options going forward. Maddison, King, Wilson, Abraham, you know, even Solanke. And to say as well that Phillips' job in this team is really to stop the other team from crafting moves. What a ball through from Maddison towards Josh King! It's number 2 for Bournemouth! And Josh King has his second of the game. Early contender maybe for Golden Boot. If you've got your fantasy teams, he needs putting in it. Josh King with his second already here. And Sheffield United are getting a rude awakening to Premier League life here at the Vitality Stadium. And Phillips, like I mentioned, was only brought in really to mop up the play and be that anchor man, if you will, and win back possession. But he's getting forward so well. He feeds the ball to Maddison. Maddison to Josh King. And King doubles his tally already after 31 minutes. Added time now of the first half of a dream first half really here at the Vitality Stadium. It could get even better if Fraser can pick out the right pass towards Maddison. Maddison in the box, trying to find the cutback that would have given Josh King his hat-trick. In the end, some good defending from Sheffield United, turn it behind, and there is the half-time whistle. 2-0 up at the break, a Josh King double in that first half. You can see here by this highlight, a handful for defenders. 2 shots, 2 goals, and looking for very much the same continuing on in the season. Well played in that first half, but we still have to see the game out. All right, we're going to make our first change of the game. David Brooks coming off. Harry Wilson comes on in his place. Brooks not really doing too much so far in this one, so I want to see what Harry Wilson can do. And it's pretty much as you were second half. We're looking to try and dominate this second half like we did in that first 45 and not allow Sheffield United back into the game. So far, so good. But here goes Osborne down the left-hand side, and he's left Lewis Cook here. But to be fair, he gets back really, really well and wins back possession for us. No, that's not the pass we were looking at, and there might be a chance. Jack Butland makes his first save, and it's a big one as well. It wasn't the greatest effort in the world, I do have to say, and it came from a mistake by us. Still early days, so we are going to get mistakes, but that'd have been awful to have conceded, wouldn't it? Ryan Fraser, what a pass in towards Maddison. What a touch as well by James Maddison. And he makes it 3-0. What a touch from James Maddison. Honestly, when that pass came in from Ryan Fraser, I had no expectations whatsoever that that was going to lead to a Maddison chance. That touch there past the defender is sublime. And the finish from Maddison is quality as well. I think the keeper should have come out, but he waited too long. And Maddison just passes it into the bottom corner. But it's all about that touch that sets him through initially, that catches the defender off guard. We've seen two incredibly good touches. First one was Josh King in the first half with the turn. And that time it was Maddison nicking it ahead of the defender. And what a finish it is. 3-0 Bournemouth. Dream start to life here under my reign in the Premier League. 18 minutes to play. However, let's not get ahead of ourselves, because this was a game that, coming into it, I did expect us to potentially pick up the 3 points. Here is Charlie Daniels as he feeds Ryan Fraser. Fraser trying to get in down the left-hand side, and he's in the penalty area of Sheffield United, pulling it back. Ryan Fraser! And it's 4-0 Bournemouth. Josh King's going to claim it for the hat-trick. But I don't think he's going to go down as his goal. Oh, if he does get it, that'll be a first Premier League hat-trick for us in the series, as Ryan Fraser just gets to the byline and cuts it back. I mean, there is some touches in there of Sheffield United. I don't think... no, it won't. It won't be a Josh King goal. It's going to be an own goal. I don't care. It's 4-0. We're dismantling Sheffield United. It's been... Wait, he's going to actually get given it. It's a Josh King hat-trick. I am surprised by that, because I thought that's going to be an own goal, but it's been, quite honestly, the most torrid start that Sheffield United could have really asked for to life in the Premier League. They've been dismantled by a better team, and we've scored some very, very nice goals to kickstart this league off. Right, we're about to get into the 90th minute and see injury time. And this is a nice move put together by Sheffield United, as it's a good chance and it might be a penalty. What? The referee's not even given that. I don't think we won the ball, so I think we've gotten away with that one. Maybe I'll have to see it again, but there's the full-time whistle. Bournemouth 4, Sheffield United 0. Josh King with a hat-trick in our first Premier League game. He was brilliant today, and that says something, because he got Callum Wilson returning from injury pretty soon, and he might not get in the team, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, so we got a post-match interview after our game. How happy are you with the first win under your belt as Bournemouth's manager? I mean, ecstatic. We got a 4-0 win. We can't really ask for much more than that. I'm going to say there's still lots to do, as it is, because we have still got lots to do. Maddison has put his name on the score sheet for the first time as Bournemouth player. What do you think of such an amazing debut? He assisted one as well, didn't he? I'm going to say he can offer us more. And again, get his morale up too. And Charlie Daniels took everybody by surprise in pre-season. He's kept up his form right through to competitive matches, even though we've only played one. Is he a rising star? Well, I wouldn't really call him a rising star, but I'll say the best is yet to come from him. So we get his very happy morale. And there we go. So our post-match interview done. 4-0 win in our first game. And that puts us top of the Premier League table. Just quickly, guys, take a picture of that, because we'll see where we are at the end of the season. But there's your little picture. Bournemouth top of the league table after one game. We've now got our away trip to Aston Villa, and it didn't even give me an option to do a press conference. So my squad morale heading into game isn't as high as I would have liked it to have been. So hopefully that's not going to affect us too much. But I'm expecting a tricky game here. As I show you the team management, you'll see what I'm talking about. So remember how we had all greens before? Now we unfortunately do not have that anymore. So yeah. So I'm looking at the team. Philip Billings got a smiley face, so I think I might actually give him a game here, 6'6". Let's put him in instead of Calvin Phillips, and then I'll have Phillips off the bench. So I think ultimately I'm going to go with pretty much the same team that started in that last game, because we won 4-0, so I can't really not. So yeah, so the only change I'm going to make is Billing, as we head over to Villa Park, take them on. Following on from a 4-0 win, I'm looking at this game and thinking, we can get a victory here if we play our game, but it is going to be quite a tough one, I think, because Villa are not a bad side at home. So let's see. So we've had two newly promoted teams in our first two Premier League games. You can't really ask for a much nicer start than that. But is it going to play out that way as we get this game underway? I'm intrigued, actually, because I don't remember seeing Jack Grealish in the starting 11 for Villa. So I wonder if he's gone somewhere, if he's been transferred, because I don't remember him being in the Villa starting 11. We've just ended off the first half. We're into the second, and let me say this, that first half was appalling from both teams. Neither side offering anything in the attacking sense. Don't make me eat my words right here. There's the cross, and there's the header. Finally a chance. Honestly, that first half goes up there with one of the worst I've seen. We were both so bad. Villa probably the better of the two teams in terms of protecting the ball, but neither team able to create anything. So we're going to need somebody to take this game pretty much by the scruff of the neck and be the creative spark, because we've not had anything in the game thus far. And it doesn't bode well when you've got Man City coming up, you know. Here is Lewis Cook. He's got Maddison there, and he's going to find James Maddison as well as he drives into the penalty area. Maddison still with the ball at his feet, putting it back to Lewis Cook! And there's the deadlock broken. Lewis Cook smashes home. Maddison with the assist as he goes and celebrates in front of the Villa fans. That won't go down too well, will it? Oh, man. Finally something in the game that's lacked really anything. As it's Maddison who creates it for us. I said we needed somebody to be a creative spark, and it just so happens our number 10 is just that. Lays it on the plate, and as Cook just puts his foot straight through it and smashes it home. Nearly mumbled up my words there. You can see a couple of the Villa fans not happy with Lewis Cook lying down on the sideboard right in front of him. Neither would I be, to be fair. Especially now that their team is behind. And the way this game has gone, I felt like a scruffy goal, a 1-0 win was on the cards. And I was just hoping it was going to be us. 15 minutes to play. Douglas Luiz finds Shibola. He's in the box. He turns past Ake. Oh, it's a screamer as well. Villa 1, Bournemouth 1. Oh, and the game that's lacked anything is now back to level terms. We worked hard to get in front and we've thrown it away. What a strike it is, though. We've got a triple change about to come on as well. So 3 changes going to be made for us. I mean, Ake there, great turn. He gets beaten. I mean, Butland just stands there. He can't do anything about that. And is it Shibola? Hopefully I've got it right. If I haven't, I apologise. Has smashed Villa back on level terms here. A 1-1 draw, honestly, is probably a fair result, but I thought we'd be able to nick the win, you know. I thought we were going to do it, but nope. Unless we get another goal with 10 minutes to play, and even then, Villa still could themselves, as that triple change will come through. Harry Wilson, Tammy Abraham, and Calvin Phillips all coming on. We're going to need something else in the game now then. All right, we got 2 minutes to play here. We're in search of a team to win the game, and I don't think we're going to see that. As Calvin Phillips plays the ball out to Charlie Daniels. I realised as well I had in-game sound muted again, so I'll remember to put some music over this. It's James Maddison. One last chance! Straight into the hands of Tom Heaton. And that's going to do us from the game. Villa 1, Bournemouth 1. Luckily, there wasn't too much to show, so even though I had the in-game sound muted, it won't play too much of a part, but a very poor performance here, and it's not good when you've got Manchester City coming up. So, let's see how we get on in that game. Apologies again for muting the in-game sound. I have to do it because when we have, like, you know, the press conferences and such, I make sure that I don't have the audio in there so I can put my own music over it, and I keep forgetting to turn it back on, so I must remind myself whenever I go into game. But, yeah, 1-1 draw. It's only a point. I think it's a fair result in the end. Now time then for our post-match interview. As a reporter asked, we all saw 2 evenly matched teams today. No clear winner. Any comments? Like I said, it was a fair game, so I'm probably going to say I can understand the team's frustration. It was disappointing. I thought we had our moments. We created a few good chances that we probably should have taken advantage of, but that's football. When the Aston Villa equaliser came in the second half, did you hope to get back in front? I mean, I wouldn't have been playing the game if I didn't. We aim to win every match. That's an obvious answer back. And finally, Shibola is one of the best players of the opposition today. Is your inability to stop him the reason behind your failure to gain a positive result from Aston Villa? I'm going to say I was disappointed in the way we played, because I was. I mean, I know that's hurt our morale, but we didn't play half as good as I thought we would have done. So, yeah, I'm just being honest there, and hopefully morale will be overturned. But I guess no defeat from our opening 2 games is still a very, very good start. But then again, you look at the teams we played, 2 newly promoted teams, so is it a great start? I don't know. It's now time for our final game of today, which is going to come at the hands of Manchester City at home at the Vitality Stadium. We've made 1 change to our lineup that played in the last one. Jack Stacey comes in at right back. Smith moves over to left back, and out comes Charlie Daniels. He didn't have the greatest performance against Villa, but admittedly, neither did anybody else. So, looking at the likes of Maddison, Fraser, Brooks, typically creative sparks here. We've also got Callum Wilson back from injury, and he's on the bench. So he's probably going to get some game time during this one. and we'll ease him back into it. Again, though, didn't have the opportunity for a press conference. So, I don't know. Maybe I have to click a button to be able to do it, or if it's just random when you get the opportunity to do that. Who knows? I'm sure when I play the game a bit more, I will get to know a bit more about that. But Manchester City, our first big challenge of this series. How is it going to go? We're about to find out. Both teams now out and shaking hands. Who is going to start for Manchester City? Are we going to see new boy Marco Royce in their starting 11? Well, here is ours. Butland starts in goal. You saw it, but we'll run through it again. Jack Stacey, Steve Cook, Ake and Smith as the back four. Brooks, Lewis Cook, Phillips and Fraser in the midfield four, with Maddison just in behind Josh King. And like I said, Callum Wilson on the bench as well. So we do have him to bring on. But here then is the Manchester City 11. Carson starts in goal. What? Am I going to have to play around again this year with team selections? Because I feel like this is a joke. I literally... Yeah, okay. Well, now I know that that's not been fixed and that teams still play stupid players against you, I'm going to try and play around with the teams for next episode to make sure that the teams pick their best players. So to do that, you have to put another controller. So I'm going to have to find my other controller. I have absolutely no idea what that team is from Manchester City. And I feel a lot more confident now I've seen it than when we were first coming into this. So, yeah, strange indeed. And you watch, now that I've just said all that about the City team, they'll probably go and smash me now, won't they? As here's Rodri finding Gonzalez. Now he feeds it towards Nemecha. He finds Gara. Is it Gara? I don't know. There's the ball in though, and Butland didn't even collect it. What's he doing? He just stood there on the line and watched it. Well, thankfully, we managed to get the header away as Calvin Phillips carries forward. Finds the pass towards Brooks. Quick 1-2 with Phillips again, keeps hold of the possession for us. Maddison towards King. Lewis Cook, look at the run from Ryan Fraser. What a move this is. Ryan Fraser in the box, gets the shot away. And it's wide of that bottom corner. Great breakaway as Maddison's going to be booked for an earlier challenge. And if only Ryan Fraser could have found that bottom corner. Half-time whistle looming as Rodri has possession for City. Forced backwards by James Maddison though, who is relentless in the press. And Maddison could be off here because he's already yellow carded and it's a late challenge and Maddison sees red. Oh, Maddison. You know what? I think it's harsh. Is it harsh actually? Because he is very late. I take that back. It's not harsh at all. It's a red card. 2 yellows and Maddison just before we go into half-time. We're literally seconds away, I think, as well. 15 seconds away from half-time. Has been sent off for 2 bookable offences. We're down to 10 men. And it means then that our job's just got even harder here. Manchester City disrespected us with a team selection, but it's 0-0 at the break, and with us down to 10 men, maybe, just maybe, that sinks us. I'm now thinking, as you can see, not a great first half, 1 shot for either team. Do we potentially throw on Callum Wilson? Danjuma could be a change as well. In fact, let's do it. Let's bring on Danjuma for David Brooks, and let's bring on Lerma for Lewis Cook. And let's leave our final change depending on how the game goes, because if I need to, I could switch it and put King and Wilson up front rather than bringing King off right now, because obviously if we go behind, I may as well try and go for it. But anyway, second half underway. That's poor from City as they give away possession. And we are down to 10 men, so let's see how this goes in second half. Here is King. Sees the run coming in from Danjuma. City stretched a little bit as Danjuma inside the penalty area. Fake shot, still got it here as well. Looks for the bottom corner and a brilliant save from Scott Carson has denied us a goal, really, that would have allowed us to sit back behind the ball. Danjuma turns, looks for that bottom corner. There's 2 changes for City as here comes Marco Royce now then. Oh, what a save that is. What a save. We got 25 minutes to play here, as you can see, with Lerma on possession. King, Phillips, first time from Calvin Phillips, and Carson will keep it out again. Right, we're into the last 10 minutes of the game here with Manchester City in possession. We've sat behind the ball, created a couple of chances. We've had the better of the chances as well as Jack Stacey. Raheem Sterling turns in. Great ball to Ciro Immobile. Immobile in the box. Finds Sterling again. City may be overplaying this, but it comes to Rodri. Lerma trying to go over. Marco Royce on the ball. Out towards Bernardo Silva. Puts the cross in. Phillips gets up. It comes for Rodri again. This pressure that we're put under here is not good to see. As there's the shots! Oh, 4 minutes to go. And KDB has done it for Manchester City. Oh, I would have taken a draw as well. I would have wholeheartedly taken the draw. First time from KDB. You don't stop those. I can't believe that Scott Carson made that save earlier from Danjuma, and we've just conceded from KDB. Bournemouth 0, Manchester City 1 at the Vitality Stadium. It's undeserved to say... Oh, given away cheaply. It's undeserved to say the least here. Then again, with the team selection that City really put out there, you expected a bad performance from them. That's really what they've given, but they're going to get the win here if it stays like this, and it looks like that will be it then. 3 minutes added time. We were down to 10 men after Maddison picked up 2 yellow cards. And unfortunately, that's a free kick all day long. Unfortunately, we are not going to get anything from this game. So we're going to start with 3 Premier League games, 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 defeat. Oh my goodness me. We were so close as well. Can't believe it. Manchester City 1, Bournemouth 0. And look at those match facts as well. That basically tells you the story. Was not a good display from either one of us, but Scott Carson's save from Danjuma's effort was phenomenal. And then KDB having his effort was just as good, really, to take the lead. And in our post-match, interview, I mean, obviously I'm going to be unhappy, but I want to try and keep morale up. So yeah, regrettably, Maddison was suspended after today's match. How will this impact your squad selection? We have options. We do have options, like I've spoke about before, so I'm not too worried about that. How come Manchester City scored the winner in the last minutes of the game? I'm going to say... just unlucky. We were just unlucky, We did have our chance, of course, as well. Do you think certain changes or a different approach altogether could have helped you avoid this humiliating defeat? That's harsh. Humiliating? That's not... Man City will be up there at the end of the season. What do you mean, humiliating? I'm going to say... I'm not sure. I really am not sure. It's hard to say, really. At least squad morale was up there right at the end of the game, but it is a bit of a crushing defeat to have happen to you. KDB scoring, late drama they've called it. I wouldn't say that personally. But that means now then, Maddison's going to be suspended for our next game, which is going to be Leicester City. So he won't play against his former club. Just fitting that, isn't it? Which will most likely be in the next episode for you all. Which means at the end of today, we sit into 12th position. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat from our opening 3 games. At the top end of the table, Chelsea, 3 games, 2 wins, haven't conceded a goal yet. Like I said, it looks like I'm going to have to put in my other controller and make sure that the team selections against us are the best available. Down the bottom end, Leicester City, 3 defeats in 3. So we face them next episode, of course. Fingers crossed we'll get a result against them because that could be where we need to win. In terms of the top scorers, Josh King currently is there with 3 goals. It's nice to have, of course, Callum Wilson back as well. And if we look at our current squad morale, there you go, everybody back. It's looking like with smiley faces. So with that, you can see the stats go up as well. So Callum Wilson now, ahead of this next game, might get a start in that one. Yeah, I mean, am I disappointed? I don't think so. The Villa game was poor. We probably could have won that one, but we allowed them back into it. To be disappointed against Manchester City says a lot, because usually you're not disappointed against City. Usually they win comfortably. But then their team selection wasn't fantastic, so I don't know. But a massive thank you for watching this episode. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. Of course, next episode will be Leicester City and transfer deadline day. We still have a little bit of money to play with. I'm still maybe thinking about some more signings, so leave some more comments down below if you want to see any other players join us, and I'll try and make them happen. Well, not all of them, of course, but some of them. Until next time, have a great evening. If you've hit 150 likes and you're seeing this on Friday, have a great Friday evening. And I will see you all again tomorrow at 4 PM on Saturday for another episode. If you haven't, then I'll see you on Sunday, because this would have gone out on the Saturday. Yeah, I know. A lot of information there. But still, thank you for watching. If you are new around here, like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll catch you all again soon. Adios.